Hi guys, it's Irit with another process video. I am doing a editing, narrating marathon this Sunday, but this will probably be up maybe even in a couple of weeks because I really love how this layout turned out, so I'm gonna save it for my weekly HipKit blog posts. And what I added before was clear gesso. And I know I want to use some mixed media, and this will protect my paper. I am starting with the stencil and the cracked pistachio, and these both came in the March color kit. I am barely using any pressure. The paint is very fluid and I am not pressing at all. I'm really going very, very lightly over the stencil. I also want a delicate look, not huge blobs of paint. If you're using, with a stencil, if you're using a liquid paint, you need to be careful because you might get a huge mess. So the dabbers that the distress paint comes in are really great because they really allow you to control how much paint you're adding. And now I'm going to use some of the dilution spray. I'm going to start with the yellow, and this also came in the March kit. It's called Lemon Zest, and I'm just using some packaging to add it and adding some splatters. And then I thought, do I want to use a bit teal as well? So I tested it in an area that I knew would be covered by my photo, and I decided, of course, I have to go for it because yeah, I have to. And so I added also that. And when you mix this spray is also dilutions. It's called Calypso Teal, and it came in the February color kit. And if you mix it with the yellow that we got, you get these really lovely bright greens. And I talked in a previous video a little bit about color mixing. And when I saw this, the yellow, I knew it would work beautifully with cracked pistachio and with dilution spray from last month, Calypso Teal. And the reason for that is that cracked pistachio is kind of like, I don't know, like a bright minty color. It's basically green, but it has some blue in it. And because it's not pure green. You can't really say pure green because green is, yellow and blue together, but it has a bit of blue in it. And the Calypso Teal, that spray is kind of, blue that I have all the words, but the order is not working in my brain. When you add yellow, a little bit yellow to blue, you get teal. So, and if you add more yellow, you will get green. And I knew these three would work beautifully together and will create beautiful, lovely, bright greens because they are all in the same area of the color wheel. And none of them contains red. So you get the brightest colors when you only have two primaries. So here I only have yellow and blue and different combinations of the two. And and that's why the colors are so vibrant. So I mentioned it in another video, but basically if you want vibrant purples, stick to blue and red, and use shades of blue that don't have yellow in them. Teal, for example, is not a good color if you want to create purple because it has some yellow in it. So once you bring the third primary in, you lose some of the vibrancy. You can still make beautiful colors, and it really depends on what you want, but if you want vibrant colors, then stick to two primaries. That's my tip for the day, and now I'm gonna move on. I couldn't decide on the background. I liked a couple of options. I decided to mat my photo on one of the pattern papers, and then I decided also to use one of the peach papers. I just thought it gave a little bit more contrast, and here I'm gonna really rip that. Yeah, I just made it, it was kind of crooked how I adhered it, and I try again, and then I try again, and eventually it works somehow, but I ripped it a bit. And I ended up going with one of the cardstock pieces that came in the cardstock add-on, and this is kind of a lovely minty or aqua shade. And what I'm doing now, I'm just, I cut down my pattern paper to about 11.5 inches so I could mount it on the cardstock. And then I had like a couple of extra strips from that paper, and I just decided to use them on the layout. It's barely noticeable. I just adhered them kind of in the same place in the pattern. I don't know, it's hard to explain. I hope you saw what I did there. Maybe in the close-ups it shows a bit better, but it just gives a little bit more texture, and I would have probably thrown them away or misplaced them or somewhere, like these two strips from the edge. And now it's time to embellish, and I'm trying to search for the embellishments that have colors that coordinate with what I went with here. And that chipboard piece from Crate Paper has great options, for more pinkish layouts, and also more of the teal and yellows. It has a lot of color in it, and really, really great embellishment options. And I'm going to go with a few of the chipboard pieces, and I'm just going to place it in two opposite corners of my photo, and I'm going to build little clusters. And I just wanted to point out, now I put the two arrows and then I switch them. And the reason I switched them is that the bottom arrow now has a bit yellow in it. And the, this, I don't know how it's called, like this badge or something at the top of the photo that says you and me also has yellow in it. So I didn't want both yellow objects to be in the same cluster. I want to repeat colors and elements in both clusters. So the yellow arrow will go to the other cluster that doesn't have yellow at the moment. The camera doesn't have yellow in it. So that's my reasoning for that. And I'm going to add one of these wooden pieces, and these came in the embellishment add-on. They are from Up in the Clouds, Pink Fresh Studio. And that's it. I'm not really going to have a title for this page. I have those, the you and me, and then the happy moments, and that's just going to be enough for me. And that's it for this layout. So I hope you enjoyed it, and please leave me a message if you have any comments or questions. I wanted to say questions. And yeah, have a lovely day. Thanks for watching. Bye.